Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Rajshri Jain and I am a company secretary by profession. And I am going to introduce you to the subject CMA Inter Law. First of all, congratulations everyone on clearing your CMA foundation. आप लोगों का clear हो गया है. So many congratulations to all of you. And now when you are introduced into CMA Inter, so now we'll have to understand ki what are the various types of subjects, what are the pattern, who's going to teach which subject, and what all we are going to do in this entire class. All this is going to be an introductory session. This is my first lecture, the very first lecture. Make sure that you go through the entire lecture and watch up the entire lecture before moving forward. Okay, before watching any of the topic or any of the class lecture of the further uploaded things, please make sure that you go through this entire video because this is the most important introductory part that we are going to do here. Okay, so let's start. First of all, I've given you my introduction. I am a company secretary by profession, so it's CS Rajshri Jain. CS Rajshri Jain. And I'm from Aurangabad. I'm from Aurangabad, Maharashtra. I'm from Aurangabad, Maharashtra. Okay. I've completed my company secretary course in the year 2017 and I have a teaching experience of above 3.5 and 4 years now because I started teaching before I gave my professional exams or before I obtained my degree. That is from 2016. 2016 I started teaching. 2016 I started my career with teaching and presently also I'm indulged into teaching only. So I have a total experience of about 4+ years. 4+ years I have a experience. Okay. I completed my professional examinations in 2017 in my first attempt. All the exams of my CS examination, company secretary examinations, I have cleared in the first attempt itself. Okay. I am a rank holder also. In CS Foundation, I have scored All India rank 16. Apart from that, I hold second rank in Aurangabad in CS Executive as well as CS Professional. And my masters are in Company Law. I'll write over here. Company Law and Security Laws. Security Laws. These are my core subjects. I specialize in these subjects and for over 4 years now, I've been teaching law to students at various levels. For example, I've been teaching to CA Foundation, to CA Inter, to CMA Inter and also to CS Executive. So I teach law at various levels. Just the subjects differ because more or the less the subject is entirely same but some of the component is different. So more or the less I have taught law at various levels and this is the subject that I specialize in. So that's why this is your entire subject of CMA Inter. In that I'm going to teach you one of the subject, that is law. Law and ethics is the actually complete name of your entire subject. A complete 100 marks subject is going to be taught by me to you guys. Okay. So let us commence. This was a small introduction of myself and apart from this I have also completed my BCom in the year 2016 itself. In 16 I completed my BCom and also my professional exams and when the result came out in 2017 I was a company secretary by then. Okay. Now, in the company secretary examination, since we guys are trained into law, we study a lot of law. So that's why I am here to teach you guys more about law and ethics subject of your CMA Inter. Okay. Now let's begin with the subject. Let us start with the subject. Now, law and ethics. Law and ethics is one of your subjects of module 1 of your CMA Inter. CMA Inter के फर्स्ट मॉड्यूल का एक सब्जेक्ट है लॉ एंड एथिक्स which accounts for almost 100 marks appropriately, मतलब total 100 marks. 100 marks you have a paper on this subject. 100 marks. So you have this subject law and ethics which accounts for a total of 100 marks in your examination and moreover that this is a descriptive subject. Descriptive subject. Or I would say subjective paper. Subjective. And it's not objective Matlab, when you were in CMA foundation, you used to do that tick, 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 tick and all. MCQs and all. Jai Mata Di type of thing. But that won't be the case over here because this subject is going to be subjective, descriptive for the entire 100 marks. For the entire 100 marks. Although, if you see your exam pattern, you will be getting some questions which are for 1 marks and some of the MCQs will be included, like for example 5 or 6 MCQs, but not the entire paper. Not the entire paper. When you look out for the entire paper, that is going to be 100 marks and it is going to be subjective only. That is, you will have to write and describe all the answers in this subject. Okay. Let's move forward. This is your law and ethics subject, which is for 100 marks and it is entirely subjective. Okay. Now, when we finish our course, I am going to discuss about the paper pattern and how to write an exam also. And also along with the lectures, we'll be discussing the different types of questions that have been previously asked and that could be asked in the coming future. So we are going to work on that also. Apart from that, let's work over here. Now your entire subject of law and ethics. It means it comprises of 2 parts. The first one is law and the other one is ethics. So your entire subject is actually divided into 4 parts. When you look across your whole subject, it has been divided into 4 parts. I'll make those parts over here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And 4. These are the different 4 parts in which your entire syllabus has been divided into, I would say, or it has been enlarged into these 4 points, okay, or these 4 parts. The first part, the very first part is your commercial laws. Commercial laws. Commercial laws. And commercial laws, सबसे पहले तो we'll try to understand what actually commercial laws is. What do you understand by the commercial laws? Now see, there are 2 types of things in the entire economy. One is commercial and one is charity. One is commercial and one is charity. Charity is something which is done out of voluntary nature or when you want to help someone or you want to do something like that. But commercial things are when you indulge yourself into economic activities to generate profits out of that or to enter into any transaction which is going to have legal effects. It is known as commercial laws. It is known as commercial laws. So your very first part, part A, is going to be your commercial laws. Along with this, I'm also going to show you your module over here. Yeah, this is your module. I've just taken it on the screen for you. This is your module and as you can see over here, this is your section number A. I'll just highlight this also. This is your section number A, which is commercial laws, which I was just talking about. And this, in the exam, it comes for 30% or I would say 30 marks. It comes for 30% or 30 marks because it's an entire 100 mark subject. So for 30% or 30 marks, you will have to study a total of only 5 chapters. Only 5 chapters. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Only 5 chapters. So you'll have to study 5 chapters to score an entire 30 marks in your section A, that is of commercial laws. This is your very first section. Entire subject is into 4 sections and your first section is commercial laws, which contains the 5 chapters. 5 different chapters, out of which you are already aware about 3 subjects since you would have studied this in CMA Foundation. If you could just watch, your module is opened over here. This is the first page, the index of your module, and you can see over here what 5 chapters you will have to study. These are the 5 subjects, chapters that you'll have to study. First is Law of Contracts, that is the Indian Contract Act 1872. This is your Indian Contract Act. Indian Contract Act. Indian Contract Act. I'm very sure you must have read the entire concept of Indian Contract Act in your foundation level as well. However, in CMA Inter, we'll grow a little, we'll move up a little, we'll update ourselves a little, and now here we are going to study the advanced level. We are going to study the advanced level, that is the upper level. You will get to know more about the Indian Contract Act. We'll study more about Indian Contract Act. Now your second part is Sale of Goods Act, that also advanced level, that is SOGA, Sale of Goods Act. You must have heard about that also because it was in your syllabus in CMA Foundation. So you must have heard about this also. Sale of Goods Act, again advanced level because the basics you have already studied. Next one is Negotiable Instruments Act 1881. Again, you must have heard about it, and only the advanced version or the more updated version, more updated knowledge of this part we are going to undertake. Okay. Now, these are the 3 chapters which you are already familiar with. You are very familiar with these 3 chapters: Law of Contracts, Law Relating to Sale of Goods Act, Negotiable Instrument Act. You are well aware with this, because you have heard all these topics you have heard in your foundation syllabus only. You might have learned this thing. However, there are 2 new chapters which you are going to study over here. 2 new chapters. The first one is Indian Partnership Act 1932. First one is Indian Partnership Act 1932. It governs the partnership relationship among the people of India. Partnership relationship. You must have studied in your 11th and 12th commerce classes that you must have seen that there are different types of organization for people to business, like sole proprietorship, partnership, then LLP, company form of organization. So one of those form is Indian partnership, and we are going to study what law says about these things. And again, next chapter, which is very much connected to previous chapter, is the Limited Liability Partnership Act. Well, I'm assuming this thing you must not be knowing about what is a limited liability partnership, but we are going to find it out in chapter number 5. It will be always be an extension to Indian Partnership Act. Matlab, it has some features of partnership, but it is an advanced version or more updated version of a partnership. So we are going to study that what are LLPs, how those are introduced, how they came into picture, and how they are run through in India. We are going to study it in this chapter. If you would notice over here, if you have noticed over here, the act says 2008. 2008. That means it is the most recent act that you are going to study. The most recent act that you will study. Okay. Let's see about the second part. Now I've told you what is your first part. Your first part is commercial laws, and you will have to study 5 chapters. The Indian Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act, Negotiable Instrument Act, Indian Partnership Act, and LLP Act. You'll study these 5 chapters for 30%. That is 30 marks in your exams. Okay. Let's move on to next part. That is your part B. Your part B. This is industrial laws. Industrial laws. Industrial laws. Now understand what this actually is and why this came into picture and why you guys have to study it. This is very important to understand first of all. Okay. Now see, India is a very labor-rich country. You must be aware about it. Okay, India is a labor-rich country. That means कि in India we have abundance of laborers. Abundance means very much, very much. Matlab we have so much of labor that every person is actually working over here at cheap rates. Everyone is available over here. Matlab we have so much of unemployment in our country that people just want work, and they are going to work at cheap rates also. Matlab even if you provide them a very little of the wage for the entire day of work and you take a lot out of them, still you will pay them less, but still they'll be ready to work. Why? Because we have many people, we have the population problem, and the population problem is actually clubbed up with unemployment. First of all, we have population problem. Apart from that, we have this employment problem also. Both of these, unemployment problem and population, are creating major hindrances on the life of people. And that's why India is considered a very labor-rich country. Matlab the labor is very cheaply available. Now our Indian government just realized that if the labor is such cheap over here, many companies would like to come over here, set up their units over here, and they would take maximum advantage out of our workers. They would actually draw out maximum advantage and they would pay them very less. So it is very important to protect our people, the people of India. It is very important for us to protect. And at that time, the government has made various laws and regulations or various laws to protect the interest of such people or such laborers. And at that time, it has established various industrial laws. At that time, it came up with the idea of various industrial laws. Why it has made this? Because it just wants to protect the interest of the entire labor force in the country. All the labor force that we have, it is very necessary to protect them. That's why. Okay. We'll see on your module as well. Let's see. Yes, if you can notice over here, your part B, this is given over here, section B, which is your industrial laws. Industrial laws. I've already explained all these laws are made for the benefit, I'll write over here, for the benefit of laborers in India. Laborers in India. So we have made this so then we can protect the labor force. The entire labor force can be protected over here. So we have actually made this act for their protection. Okay. Now let's take a look. कि इसमें आपको मतलब how many of the chapters you'll have to study, for how much percentage it is going to come, everything we'll see over here. ठीक है. First of all, it accounts for an entire of 25%. 25%. That means these all chapters you'll have to study for a combination of 25 marks in your exam. Out of the entire 100 marks, 1/4 of the section, that is 25 marks, will account from these chapters. Let's take a look. Yes, the first one is Factories Act 1948. This is an act which is applicable on the conditions of the workers working in a factory. Condition of the workers which work in a factory, like they should be provided with proper wages, proper food, proper air. They should not be ill treated. Matlab you should not take maximum advantage out of them, pay them less. You are giving them worse working conditions. You can't do that. So for the protection of laborers, we've made up an act which is Factories Act. Next is Payment of Gratuity Act. Actually, gratuity word you might not catch. Gratuity is a sort of benefit which is given to you after your services. Matlab gratuity is a certain social benefit which is provided to you during entire your job period or during your working period and even after that. So this is Payment of Gratuity Act. Next is Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act, the PF. PF ka amount you must have heard at your places also, at your homes also. So payment of Provident Fund and also miscellaneous provisions. Apart from that, State Insurance Act, Employees State Insurance Act. This act talks about providing insurance to the workers, providing insurance to the workmen of the country so that they are always protected. So that they are always protected. Next is the Payment of Bonus Act. It deals with the additional payment over and above your salary and wages. Salary and wages are the basic things that you're definitely going to get. Apart from that also, you are eligible for a certain amount of bonus and that is dealt in this chapter. Next is Minimum Wages Act. That means at least certain amount of wages to be given to the workers so that you can't just take a lot out of them and pay them less. So that you do not indulge in such kind of activities, we have Minimum Wages Act which ensures a fair minimum payment of certain wages in certain employees to the workers. Next is Payment of Wages Act. Now you might get confused ki ma'am these two are almost same and something like that. Well, Minimum Wages Act talk about the minimum wage. That is at least this amount of wage is to be provided. However, Payment of Wages Act speaks about the time period within which such wage is to be provided to the employees or to the laborers. So Payment of Wages Act deals more of with the time period till the duration that you'll have to provide them. And Minimum Wages Act talks about the limit that is minimum limit. Ki at least provide this much. At least provide this much. And the last one is Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority Act 2013. Pension is also a type of social security provided to the laborers. So we'll study about this also. So if you just concentrate over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are 8 chapters, that too for 25 marks. These come for 25%, that is 25 marks, and you'll have to study a total of 8 chapters over here. 8 chapters. But don't worry, these are the most simple, the most shortened form of the chapters that you'll ever come across, because these chapters are of about 5 to 6 pages each. And hardly any of the chapter is larger than that or bigger than that. But all the chapters are very easy, very understandable and very interesting. So you'll get to know ki what are the different rules and regulations that the Indian government has made for the protection of the people or labor of this country. Okay. Now let's move to the third part. That is the C part, which is your corporate laws. Corporate laws. Now from the name itself you can guess कि corporate laws means company law. Company law. A law which actually regulates the companies of this country, which actually regulates the companies of this country is called as corporate laws or the company law 2013. Also have a look towards your module. This is section C, corporate law, which accounts for 35%, and there's only one chapter, that is Companies Act 2013. Now, this must seem interesting to you. Ma'am, only one chapter. Wow, that's great. We should start from here. And that too, for 35 marks, 35%. If you notice, this is the highest percentage of marks than your entire syllabus, because this was previously the highest 30%. This is only for 25%. And here you will have to study corporate law. That is only one chapter. Only one chapter. I'll write over here. Here is only one chapter. One chapter, Companies Act 2013, and it will account for 35%. But please make sure, this is a reminder to you guys or a statutory warning to you guys especially, कि this one chapter is like Mahabharata. Mahabharata is entirely one thing only, but it just involves or it enloops so much of the things in it. There are so many stories, there are so many sections, or there are so many things to learn. Same goes with Companies Act 2013. Although it is only one chapter, but there are various sections and there is a lot to study in Companies Act. A lot of the sections you are going to study in this part. So even though you have to study only one chapter, this is the greatest part which is going to take the greatest time to study. This chapter or this entire part will take us a lot of time to study and to understand, because there are many things which get involved in this. And lastly, section D, which is your ethics part. Ethics part. I'll also show you your module over here. See, part D, ethics. Section D, ethics. This is only for 10%, and again you'll have to study only one chapter, that is business ethics. So I'll write it over here. This is for 10%. This is only for 10%, and you will have to study again only one chapter. Only one chapter. That chapter means business ethics. The name of the chapter is business ethics. I'll explain you the meaning of ethics. I'll explain you the meaning of law. Everything we are going to do. This is just an introductory lecture. Okay, you must know about the subject that you're going to study. Okay, what all things we will have to study in this chapter, you'll have to see this. That's why we're seeing all this. Okay. Now, if you add up the percentages like this, if you add up the percentages, means if you here you will get 55%, then 55 you'll get here 90%, and 10% you'll get 100%. So you'll see that this is an entire 100%, and it's for 100 marks. 100 marks, 100%, and this is the marks distribution. That means commercial laws will come for 30 marks, industrial laws will come for 25% marks, corporate laws will come for 35 marks, and the ethics, the business ethics, only one chapter will come for 10% of marks. And when you add up the chapters to be studied, you will have to study a total of 15 chapters in this entire syllabus. Only. Yeah. Okay, that's only 15 chapters. That means you will have to only study a total of 15 chapters that will account for an entire of 100 marks in your CMA Inter examination. CMA Inter, the entire subject law is divided into 4 parts, and I have shown you these 4 parts over here. A, B, C, D, that is commercial laws, industrial laws, corporate laws, and ethics. This is entire for 100 marks, and a total of 15 chapters you will have to study in this portion. Okay. Now, since we have studied about what are the parts and what all we have to study, let us discuss a little about study pattern also. Since I am new to you, you guys have never studied from me, or we have never been in touch and all. So I would also like you to introduce to my study pattern, how we are going to move ahead and how we are going to study. So first of all, we are going to read all the things from the module. From the module that has been issued by your institute. your CMA institute have already issued a module. Okay. Now, when you register for your CMA inter examinations, you would get these modules. You'll just have to go to your nearby chapter office and take these modules from there. In case that is not possible for you, or if you can't go there and if you can't get a physical copy, you can also download this. You can also download this. Just browse it up, just Google it up, CMA Inter Law module, and you'll go on that page of the CMA website and you download it for them from there. Just make sure that you download the latest version. That is very important. Just download the latest version. So first of all, you guys will have, or you will need, your entire module in front of you. Although I am also going to keep it over here. Like you can see on the screen, I'm sharing my screen, so that must be visible to you. So it is clearly shown कि यहाँ पे screen पे you can see कि this is your module, this is your entire syllabus. So anyways, this is going to be in front of you. But still, many places we are going to write some things, we are going to explore things. So you also need your personal, your own module in front of yourself. Okay. Second thing, you will have to maintain a notebook. Okay. Nothing fancy about notebook. ऐसी notebook लाओ, वैसी notebook लाओ. नहीं, nothing about that, please. Nothing about that. You will have a proper notebook. Just maintain a proper notebook so that we can do all the writing work in that. We can do all the writing work in that. We can do all the writing work in that. What all will have to write or why we are doing this now, I'll explain it to you. Now, there are many things. See, law is a little complicated subject. You must have experienced in your CMA foundation also. You must have gone through this. You must have seen this. Ki law seems a little complicated. So to simplify it, we are going to make our own notes, so that we have our own notes in our notebook. So that's why you'll need a notebook, so that everything I'm writing over here, every chart I'm preparing over here, or every simplification that I'm doing over here is available with you in your notebooks. That is very important. So for all our writing, we will need one notebook, only one notebook. All the writing practice, the question and answers, the classwork, everything we are going to do in this notebook only. Okay, so just make up a notebook, nice thick notebook. No need of anything fancy like ye wali, wo wali, nothing like that. Just keep a notebook ready with you, because that is very, very mandatory. That is something which is very compulsory. Okay, and as and when we'll start completing our chapters slowly, and then we'll come to the third thing, that is test. That is test. Okay, now this is a very important part. This is a very important concept which many people skip. But trust me on this. If you all not go through all these tests, and if you do not appear for these tests now, there is no use of studying. No use of studying, because you need somewhere to show out ki what you have learned and what you have understood out of everything. So this is very, very important. Okay, very, very important. So here they have said ki you will have to go for test. You'll have to go for test and all. Okay, so what you'll have to do, every time that we complete a chapter, we'll have a test for every chapter, every single chapter, and also for the entire syllabus. Okay, as soon as we'll complete one chapter, I'll tell you about a date. And I'll also tell you about how can you appear for that test and how can it be checked, how it will be circulated. Everything will inform to you later on. As and when we'll move forward in the class, I'll explain these things to you. Okay, so third and very important thing is a test. Now fourth thing, this is the most important thing. Please pay attention. Okay, focus more on conceptual learning. I explain you this. Okay, see, very often now we go out for watching movies and on theaters, and now this corona has already destroyed everything, and we have lost this track. I don't remember what was the last time and when was the last time I went out to watch a movie, but still at home also we are watching various movies. You must come across those situations now where you just see and you just came across कि अच्छा हाँ इसके बाद तो ये dialogue है, now there's this dialogue, now this will happen, that will happen. You just remember the entire movie even by watching it once. एक ही बार देखते हो लेकिन पूरा दिमाग में याद रह जाता है. You know why? You know why this happens? This happens because you do not keep that burden in your mind कि okay, I'll have to remember this movie. Someone is going to ask me in exam this movie. There's no pressure in your head. So please remove out that pressure. Just try to enjoy the class. Try to enjoy the subject. Law is a very interesting subject, a very interesting concept. Trust me on that. and I'll try my best to make it the best experience of your entire subject or entire CMA intermediate. But trust me on this, conceptual learning is very important. Very, very important. Very important. It means that, this entire thing means that what you'll have to do now, try to understand the concepts. You'll have to understand the concepts, ki how you are going to understand it. If you have not understood, please feel free to ask me. Don't just go for that learning and all. Nahi, I'll learn it out. I'll grab it out. Don't do that thing. Please don't do it. Focus more on conceptual learning. And the fifth thing, last thing will be doubt solving. Doubt solving. I'll be available on my email. This detail will be provided to you already. Ki I am available on my email. I'll still provide you that. It's jain.rajshri, RAJSHRI7 @gmail.com. So I'm available on mails every day. After you have watched the class, you can leave me a mail over there, and I would try responding to it in about 2 days. Maximum 2 days, I would respond to your mails. So what will happen? You can just complete up your entire chapter of that day, and then you can move forward. So these 5 things you'll have to keep in mind before you start my subject or before you're going with that. Okay. बाकी आई नो आप लोगों के मन में दैट डाउट्स एंड ऑल विल बी क्लब्ड अप. मैम ये भी याद करना है क्या? मैम सेक्शंस भी याद करना है क्या? मैम केस लॉज क्या होते हैं? ये क्या होते हैं? प्लीज रिलैक्स. Try and relax. Okay. Let me start with one chapter at a time. We'll take up a topic at a time. I'll teach you in such a way that you just understand it first. And then we'll go for writing, or then we'll go for other things. So please take that stress out of your mind of learning an exam all the time. Please enjoy the subject. Try to understand the concept and you'll surely love it. Okay. Now, this was just your introductory lecture. I've given the heading also. This is just an introductory lecture to CMA. So you get to know about the subject, ki what all is included in your entire subject. Everything before we start. Like tomorrow, if I start with one of the chapter, I'll start with the heading. We'll go with the heading. Ki what does the heading means? Where it came from? Because understanding the background of that is also equally important. And it's very, very important. Very important. Okay. So we'll start from there, but with the next lecture. But make sure if you haven't watched this lecture, please don't move forward. First watch the entire first lecture and only then move on to the next lecture. Okay. So I'll see you all in the next lecture. Thank you so much and have a great day till then. Okay.